As temperatures rise in southern Europe, we are heading north to seek cooler climates and perfect cycling conditions. Here are my 3 bucket list destinations to avoid the heat this summer. So number 1 is a group of destinations. It's the high mountains of France, Spain, Italy and Slovenia. Okay, so this is technically 5 destinations for my first, but the theory is the same. At altitude, temperatures are lower. For example, according to an online altitude temperature calculator, the same location, it could be 40 degrees at sea level and a lovely 27 degrees at 2,000 metres. So it makes sense. You can have a hot valley, but you can have a lovely cool peak and a much cooler climb if you're in the mountains. My favourite all-time mountain range is the Pyrenees. It's got iconic climbs like the Tourmalet, French pastry and lower levels of traffic than its other high mountain counterparts. The Pyrenees are awesome. In at number 2, I've got the Julian Alps. These belong to Slovenia. The Julian Alps have beautiful climbs like the Rizic Parts and the Mangat Saddle. They are nowhere near as popular for motorcyclists and people in camper vans and therefore a great place to escape to. Beauvec is a cool town in the mountains to base yourself for a few days and enjoy the climbs. Coming in at number 3, I've got the French Alps. These are of course iconic and the stomping ground of the Tour de France. Climbs include the Galibier, the Izoard and the Alpe d'Huez. It's possible to spend weeks climbing and never do the same climb twice. In at number 3 and 4, I've got the Italian Alps and the Dolomites. So for the Italian Alps, you can stay in Bormio and you can take on the giants of the Giro d'Italia. The queen of them all is the Stelvio, but from the same valley you can also take on the Montirolo and the Gavia. Over in the Dolomites to the east, there are beautiful mountains, but they are perhaps the busiest in summer. From Corvara, you can ride the stunning Sella Loop, and then you can head a bit further afield to the Passo Giao and the Valparola. There are plenty more amazing riding options too. Just be aware in summer you'll be sharing the road with motorbikes, caravans, and plenty of people driving around. Another great option is to come down the Julian Alps and spend some time in the beautiful country of Slovenia. Slovenia is an incredible summer destination. It's just that little bit cooler than Spain and it's absolutely beautiful. So you've got these incredible natural landscapes, beautiful lakes, beautiful rivers, beautiful mountains, and it really is a bit of a playground for cyclists. It's an amazing destination for both road and gravel and has a really fantastic network of bike paths too. So it's really a place for all different levels of cyclists to enjoy. I would say it's worth avoiding the peak tourist spots like the iconic Lake Bled. This can get pretty saturated. But honestly, if you're away from Lake Bled and away from Ljubljana, you're going to experience just remote beauty, lovely, and not have any trouble at all on the roads. About a month ago, I was with a big private group in Slovenia and we had an absolute ball. There were some riders that were beginners, some that were more experienced, and they all took on these incredible climbs with complete enthusiasm. So I would say there's tough climbing if you're looking for it, and there's also these lovely flat valley roads too. So my big takeaway from being in Slovenia was how keen the local people are to get more cyclists visiting the country. They're really proud of their cycling heritage and obviously investing a lot in the cycling infrastructure in the cities and in the surrounding countryside. So for me, Slovenia has to be on your summer bucket list. So for those of you out there wanting to avoid the heat altogether, then consider Iceland. Iceland has volatile weather that's at its best in summer. It's important to carry kit for all weather conditions, even in July and August. And throughout the course of a day, you can experience spring, summer, winter, hailstorms, windstorms. It really is epic. Temperatures in Iceland over summer are in the late teens and have lows of about 12 degrees. It's crazy to think that you'll even need to take a coat for the night times. It's also known as the land of the midnight sun, and in summer there's nearly 24 hours of daylight throughout July. Great for long days on the bike. So if you're planning to cycle in Iceland over summer, I would 100% go for gravel riding. There's not many roads in Iceland and over summer these can get busy with tourists. So for sure, get off the road, get on a gravel bike. It's really important in Iceland that you know what you're doing. So it's a massive country, it's remote, and you're on a gravel bike, you'll be away from the people. So it's important that you're prepared. I would highly recommend a guide or even vehicle support to really be able to enjoy the trip and not be terrified by crossing a glacial river or confronting an erupting volcano. So it's a place that really is out there. There's a really cool race you might have heard of called the Rift, and this crosses Iceland from north to the south, and that could be a really cool starting point to plan your journey. So one thing to be aware of about Iceland is that accommodation can get booked up really fast for their key tourism season, which is July and August. So for sure, this is a trip that you want to plan in advance. You want to get your accommodations booked, and it is a case of you need to show up with a plan. And if you haven't got time to plan, then please do look up our amazing Iceland gravel tour. So it's an amazing ride which starts and finishes in Reykjavik and heads out to the north, cuts across to the west, goes through the volcano fields and finishes in style back at the coast. And this is a great way where you don't need to think about the planning, you don't need to route plan, you don't need to worry about support. We take care of all of that for you. And we're very excited. Our first trip in Iceland is rolling in a couple of weeks' time, and we will be doing a video about that experience. So there's my personal little bucket list of top destinations to avoid the heat this summer. Please do let me know your feedback, and I'd love to hear your ideas for other destinations in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video and would like to hear more, then please don't forget to like and subscribe.